Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Word here with another video, and today we're resetting in the top 1000 once again with this Fireball army. I've got the same army I've been running for a while. You guys know what it is. I've got 17 rocket balloons, so that's what the main troop in this army with the Fireball obviously supporting it. This is the hero equipment and the levels that I've got with it. If you don't have a max Fireball, it is a little tougher and the ranges will change, which is the biggest thing, but you'll be okay. But the minion prince is honestly the biggest change from any other most people's Fireball army. I think it's absolutely unreal with the support of the balloons. And today I'm not going to show you guys what I got. I want to show you for the end of the video. But we got hit by a couple broom spammers today. So let's see if we can get some clutch, obviously, on offense without using the event troops. And without further ado, let's jump into the hits because that's what you guys are here for. And let's get it rolling. All right, so interesting. We actually hit this base in war yesterday, or a similar variation of it, against Navi. You can check that video out from Apotheosis. But 4 ground bows does tell me I might be able to set up a flame flinger. I think I'm looking down at this bottom side. I might be able to snipe off this fire spitter in both multi-archer towers. So I'm going to try and set that up, and then since I'm going to go in from that side, I'm going to come in from this side with the fireball aiming for the rage tower. So yeah, let me come in right here. I don't want to pull the clan castle, but it's actually really far away. So I won't right here, which is really nice. I'm going to get that popped in just like that. Take down the mortar just to be safe. I don't know if I'm actually end up going into that side or near it, but yeah, rather be safe than sorry. Sometimes there's black mines and red mines out near the edge. So I do need to test because the boogers can take red mines, but they won't get black mines. So you do got to test because especially with broom witches, people are, using black mines to try and stop them early on their way to the wizard towers. And red mines are always there for root rider entries. So yeah, you got to make sure you're checking for both. But we're walking in pretty nicely right now. I think right when I get to this wizard tower, I might hit the ice block. I'm just looking at my invis setup. Should be very easy with 3 invis right here. So one more shot. Nice, he gets that down really nicely. And there's the 3 invis that I wanted to hit. We get into the rage tower super simply right there. Really clean fireball, honestly. Like the look of that. I'm just going to freeze the queen. I could have gotten a headhunter down, but I wasn't sure if another defense would be on me, and I'd rather be safe than sorry because, yeah, this is a really nice setup so far. I didn't get that mortar down somehow, but that should be enough, yeah, because it must have been weak if I didn't get it. And honestly, I don't like approaching into the clan castle, so the fact I'm behind the spitter is not bad. I don't like, entirely this, like my flame flinger being on the same side as the warden, but that's all right. And on this one, it is a little interesting also that I have, sorry, there was an archer on my flame flinger going to pop it. Isn't ideal, but didn't think I could get anything to stop it right there. And it got decent value. It wasn't as crazy as I think it could have been, but I'm still plenty okay with that value. So the Yetis probably will pull the warden right here. I'm going to try and take down these buildings. And the warden, okay, he's going to go into the core on his own, actually, which is actually kind of crazy. This base is definitely cooked right here. What's going to come out? I'm ready to poison a furnace. Okay, the super dragon comes out. Everyone's baiting these, and we've talked about this yesterday, but everyone's baiting these event troops. So when you're not using the event troops, you're really at an advantage, actually, because you're kind of going against all the bait that's on the base. So as long as you still have an army you can use, obviously, in the meta, because if you're not good with an army, the event troops obviously are good. But if you are good enough to not use them, I would suggest not using them because then it means you're, not getting baited by every single person. So we're going to get a really clean triple right here because, as I mentioned, this base is clearly not set up to defend me, and I'm going to get the 3-star on it, swagging my queen ability. So yeah, really nice 3-star to open the day. You love to see it. Double rage is obviously always easy with my army, but it is meta right now to try and stop root riders, and rages are the only thing that could trip up broom witches. So we should get a lot today, and let's keep them up just like this. All right, we load into the next one, and we've got a core town hall base. Usually these are easy for like fireball roots, but unfortunately I don't got that today. This is one I think I've talked about before, saying I like to go behind the fire spitters, and a fireball in the crusher mortar honestly is not too bad at all. But I've done this, and I also didn't mind getting the clan castle, so I do have to think for a second right here. But I think I will actually go in for this crusher mortar, and I'll tell you in a second why. But I gotta snipe out these mortars, and hopefully I don't pull any Tesla, because that'd be ideal right here. But it will just be a triple invis right here, no Tesla. Okay, nice, 1, 2, 3 right here. And then I'll pop my fireball. I'll split the quakes to try and get the mono with both quakes, but each expo on the wing. You see what I did right there? One quake kind of on this corner. I guess you can't see where I'm touching, but yeah, you got to hit the expo and mono on the right, expo and mono on the left. But as long as you hit the mono with both, you will be good to do that. So yeah, we're coming in right here really nicely behind the fire spitter, and my warden should get some really nice pathing in here, to be honest with you. But I think actually I should set in the flame flinger right there. That's actually really good value. I wasn't planning on doing that, but I was going to send my Sui in there on the fire spitter because the problem is the fire spitter might be hitting my healers. It looks like my warden might be far enough away, but if it's on your healers, it's just really annoying, and I'd rather not deal with that. But also, you know, if I can't Sui too early, so going into that would be tough. But I think the warden should charge really far around, so the flinger should get really nice value. But I also went in on this angle because I think I really like the value for the minion prince up here. There's a ground bow and ground Rico. So as long as, yeah, my heroes can get through this right compartment, I don't think there's any problem on the left. So that's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to get the furnace in just behind that since, you know, the flinger will leave these buildings up, and the furnace might go help get the town hall. Who knows? But yeah, right here, my warden will sustain that damage fairly easily. So I'm going to try and get my Sui in right now. They might walk towards my warden. Okay, I'm going to have to freeze right here. There's a million headhunters. I'm going to have to leave the witch, unfortunately, on my heroes because I do have to go in with the poison on all these headhunters. Okay, one of the witches actually is towards my warden, so it got in the poison, which is really nice. Don't know if that's the only one. It kind of does appear so that'd be really nice if it was. But king ability is going to have to go off right here. Actually, the quake boots really do help, so it's not too bad. I'm going to get a skelly up top here, though, onto the gear tower. So the fire spitter is just now going down. This is what I was talking about, how it's kind of getting some value onto me, which is pretty unfortunate. I'm going to ice block my warden because I do want to try and keep the healers alive. Not sure how well I did that, though, but now I'm going to get my minion prince in from the top because, as I mentioned, there's a lot of value right there. I just got to be careful of this gear tower, and I need my minion prince kind of to turn right here, so we'll see where he ends up going, but he should get some really good value in right there. I'm actually going to go with the invis to keep my queen alive. There's the minion prince ability now. I'm going to rage him up because he does have a lot of work to get through, but I know he can do this. The enemy queen's right here, kind of the only thing that can stop me. I'm going to get 2 headhunters in with this rage. The minion prince has metal pants right now, so it kind of tanks through that really nicely. There's a corner Tesla, so I'm going to check for another. There it is. Really well caught by me. I don't have much left, but luckily there isn't much left. And we should be able to clean this one up. There's a couple storages up there, and the hero hall has a lot of health. So we actually got the hero hall right there, and we're going to get a nice triple. Flame Flinger, it did get really good value, but it did mean I had to Sui into my warden, which pulled him away. But yeah, we get the triple, and I do like that approach, and let's keep rolling. All right, we load into this one, and okay, the fireball that I really like to hit is down here on the flame spinner. I do just have to be careful because it won't get the exposed, which sometimes it does, but I just have to be careful because that will be into the fire spitters. That's just not entirely, you know, an ideal plan. I don't usually like to do something like that, but I do like the value it gets. Although, okay, on this base, I think if I hit a wizard tower, I will still get some really good value, so I just got to find the way to get my invis there. And I think something like this should be pretty safe. And nice. I missed the gear tower because I'm just an idiot and forgot I was trying to get it right there. But I want to try and see if I can snipe it out. I don't think there's a way, though, because, oh, man, I'm so stupid because now I won't get any balloons to target it. That's okay. I sack it now. There's no way I'm going to get that down. That's just on me, though. I hit the fireball intentionally trying to get it right there, and I just forgot to quake it. So a little stupid error on my part, but I'm trying to go a little bit behind this fire spitter because, yeah, if I come in straight from 6, I'll be entering into all of them. But a skeleton spell should go pretty crazy right there, so I'm not too worried. And I think on this base, this would be a really nice one to get the log launcher straight through kind of this Expo and Gear Tower Rico just to help out and maybe get into the multi right there. So it is tough, though. Like, I will be going into all of these fire spitters with literally my Sui, my ward, and everything, so that is tough. But I think that's one of the better fireballs you can hit because it doesn't require too many invis, and, you know, it does get some pretty good value. So I'm just going to wait right here, be a little patient. Probably once my warden gets down this wizard tower and Tesla, I'm going to pull him outside the base, and at that point, I'll be starting my Sui. So a couple of skeletons come out. One minion will just help clean that up. And then, yeah, like I mentioned, I'll get down this Tesla with 2 shots right there, and then my warden will get pulled out of the base. Here's a skeleton spell, so king and queen are in. There is the log launcher set up really beautifully. 1 baby dragon. So look, my warden pathed really nicely outside the base, and now he is away from that fire spitter. His healers should not get hit right here, which would be ideal. So we'll see if they get targeted, obviously, but the goal would be not to. I'm actually going to freeze right here just to try and keep my king ability a little longer. Nice. Okay, so I did. I thought I did, which is really nice right there. I do have a furnace, so I'm actually just going to pop it in this corner where I got nothing right now. And my king's banging on this wall, and he's going to go to ability, so I might as well pop it right there. Okay, I was trying to take out that mortar. Okay, I got to get a nice poison right here, actually. I'll rage up my warden. I don't think I needed it, but it will help me get through all this a little bit quicker. My queen's running through all this damage. And this core is not looking too good in terms of going down right here. Queen ability goes off right there. Yeah, I don't like my minion prince going in like that, targeting. I'll pop his ability right there. It didn't get a really good angle either. So I'm not sure how well this approach is looking. Because that core is looking a little menacing, not going to lie. but I think my minion prince should still be pretty good through this one. My warden's just losing his healers, which is really unfortunate, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'll invis my minion prince right there and rage him up. The town hall went down to the Rocketloons, so yeah, we're going to get this one as well. I think I did make a little bit of a mistake right there by my minion prince. The ability didn't go to the core, which would have slowed down all 3 multis. So that was a little bit of an error on my part with the placement of it, but to be honest, there's not a whole lot left on this base. Should have checked for any Teslas to be safe, but yeah, we get the 3-star thanks to just some really nice control, keeping my warden alive and getting a lot of value from him. And yeah, let's roll into the next one. All right, we're into this one, and it's another core town hall. There's a lot of bases like this right now, I think, to try and maybe get a single 1-star against these event troops. You see the wizard towers placed like this is telling me 100% that's what he's trying to defend. And you know, a fireball on this single looks really good, but it does look like I might not be able to get very easy quakes onto all this. So we'll see right here. I mean, a nice flinger at the bottom would go crazy. So I might just set that up and go for a fireball a little safer. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do right here. Setting up this flinger, 2 balloons to take that down, and then a hog rider to check for any skeleton traps because the balloons don't check for that. Okay, there is one really good by me to check for that then. I'm going to snipe down that air defense just to make sure my sneezies never become a problem. And this should be a very quick fireball. Setting up my flinger early is really nice. A Tesla does pop, so I do got to be a little careful. I'm not going to instant fireball. I'm just going to continue holding my fireball right here. My flinger, I don't think it'll go in because that mortar, like it'll not get all that value. But to be honest, 2 big defenses is enough for me. And my warden walking towards it's not usually ideal, but if I can hit the back of that fire spitter, honestly, that'd be some really, really good value. So I don't want to force it, but that would be a really nice spot to hit. I took out that Tesla. Yep, hoping to push my warden left, and that worked out exactly to plan. I'm going to send in 2 Rocketloons. Okay, I didn't think one was going to get a shot there. It did. But we're going to walk in right into here really nicely. My warden should go to the left, which will be beautiful, because if he goes to the right, I'll probably have a really hard time setting up this fireball. So I'm actually going to redirect, which I never do with him, because look at that. He actually was going to the right. And with all those builder huts, I would have had to invis something my flame flinger was targeting. So right now I'm actually just doing really well. I'm probably going to set up this fireball directly onto the spitter. Like that right there, and we should get the crusher mortar. Really, really nice fireball right there, to be honest with you. And I don't know if 3 balloons, okay, 4 balloons right here should pull my warden. Really nice away from the flame flinger right there. So that's awesome. Really well done by me, to be honest with you. No glaze though. But my warden comes in. I'm gonna pop a okay, I gotta watch him right here. I'm gonna invis because he was just getting really, really low. Now oh man, the world champion's on my healer, so that's no good. But we're in right here. I gotta go. I'm gonna have a really hard time, I think, with time on this one based on how long I waited right there. So I do gotta lock in for a bit. My warden, okay, he's safe from the single, but not for long. It's back on me. I'm gonna invis right here. Hit a poison. Man, I need those Rocketloons to get that down quickly, because that single is gonna be back up on me again, and I only have 1 more invis. But okay, hopefully those Rocketloons can go in and get it. I think they should. That's really good right there. I'm actually going to rage up my king and queen because I do need them to get through that compartment actually fairly quickly. Don't have a ton of time left. King ability goes off right here, unfortunately, but that's actually plenty fine. Going to get the skeleton spell down in this compartment, and my minion prince should be able to go through this back end monolith pretty easily. I got his ability, which will be huge right here. My queen's actually crushing through this, so I think this base will be absolutely crushed. There's the minion prince ability through every defense. That's massive right there. My queen should go back for the gear tower. Okay, good. If she beat a wall right there, that might have been a little troublesome, but she goes back for this, so all that's left is this 1 compartment, and I don't think we'll have trouble at all getting through it, so I'm just going to make sure we get the cleanup down in time. I'll invis my minion prince right there. I got to make sure I get down, like I said, the cleanup, so I'm hitting absolutely everything right here. Got to make sure we get that town hall down in time, obviously, too, but there's all these storages that I need to get, so the town hall, I think, was weak, but I am getting a little worried on this time right here. Hopefully we can turn in and get it in time. My warden's kind of got to clutch up. And oh no, we're going to get the 99-1 that this base was meant for. Unfortunate time fail right there. That is all entirely from starting my Sui too late, so I'll take the blame on that one. But yeah, let's roll in the next. Alright, here we go, and we got to make up for that one right there. So I'm looking onto this base, and we just got to keep doing my thing. You know, that was just a mistake on me, and I'll take the blame for that and not do that again. But yeah, for now, honestly, a fireball somewhere near this town hall would be good. A fire spitter would be really, really nice. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just looking for any flame flingers though, and I really don't see one. So the core is going to be a little tough to get through, I will admit, but I think I can get through that with my heroes. Yeah, so I'm going to try and do that right here. My warden's going to come in from this corner. And once I fireball the spitter, I'm trying to think of where to send my warden. I think I would rather he goes left, to be honest, because the other spitter will be down. There's not going to be a whole lot of damage, so I think that's going to be the play. He's going to walk left, I think, right here. Yeah, so in that case, I'll take down this wizard tower just to avoid having to invis it. Okay, we'll take down this X-Bow, and then it'll be a nice double invis, and I'll probably ice block just because I don't want to go into all that raged up damage. So yeah, I'll ice block right here just to be extra safe. 2 invis right there. Okay, really nice fireball right there. Getting the opposite spitter, clan castle, so really, really nice. And Warden should keep continuing to the left. That'd be perfect. I think he should. Rage Tower actually already expired, so yeah, we're looking really, really clean on this one. King's coming out for my Warden right here, so Headhunter comes down. Gonna drop a second one just to be sure, and that's usually what's nicer against the King because it has so much health. I'd be hoping my Warden continues to the Ricochet Cannon. I think he should right here, but we'll eventually find out. Okay, nice, he does. So that's really, really good for me right here. And now I'm gonna get in my Siege Barracks, 2 Rocketloons because that'll take the mortar plus the gold mine. Okay, never mind, they walked weirdly, but usually they do that. And my Warden should continue left. I have Rocketloons to pull him if they don't, but I do want to get my Sui into this compartment. Okay, he does continue, nice work. And Ice Golem. There's a skeleton spell since it won't be very useful elsewhere. It actually might have been really good on the mono, but that's okay. Opposite corner going in with the furnace just to help with cleanup right there. I'm actually going to rage onto this entry. And the minion prince does have to go through. I want him to go into the mono, but that means it'll go into kind of all of that air defense up there. So I'm going to put him on a little bit more of an angle to try and get the rage tower triggered better. But yeah, my Warden actually might get pulled by my heroes, which is never ideal. But there's a really good minion prince ability, to be honest. Getting the Crusher Mortar is huge right there because that's what's crushing my King and Queen. So yeah, getting that down is really nice. Honestly, going to go in with a freeze onto the air defense. Maybe that was wasted, but we are moving still very nicely around this base. Going to get an invis on the Queen right here. And the minion prince is kind of cooking, but also kind of dying right here. So King and Queen are all fully alive, and just the multi-infernos in the core right here that will stay alive, but that's plenty fine. I have a rage spell. Don't think I'll need it. Yeah, I won't need it, but I did have it in case. And we'll get the triple on this one, which is really nice. A really clean attack right there. Nice fireball. So you just got to start your Sui on time and no problems with this army. So yeah, really, really nice 3-star right there. And let's keep it rolling. All right, we load into this one right here. Ooh, very interesting design. Okay, this one I've hit the Rage Tower, though, before, so I got to figure out how I did that, obviously. I think taking down 1 mortar, yeah, makes it very, very safe, and then I'd want my Warden to go to the left, so we'll see if I can set that up. And there's actually a really good Flame Flinger on the right side, so I'm also going to set that up. So, yeah, I really like the look of this setup. I should get a really clean 3-star right here by a really good Fireball value, plus really good Flinger, and with a Flinger, usually a 3-star anyway, so this is plenty good right here. Really nice Flame Flinger from the corner. Barbs just to detect for any skellies. And yeah, as I said, I want to take down one of these mortars. Okay, there's Tesla, which isn't good. Oh, nice. I got to take down these Tesla now. Let's see. What do I have to take down, actually? Invis. Take down this one. Oh, man. So many Tesla right here is actually so bad. Okay. Invis, invis, invis. There's the nice triple right from the bottom right there. Fireball. Okay, we get a really good fireball right there. I missed that multi, though, which is also my bad, but that's okay. Flinger, okay, should be working and is. That's really nice. I'll keep an eye on it just a bit, but I'm going to get the furnace down here just to help out behind it. That's what I like to do with the Flame Flinger sometimes. Sometimes I use it to funnel my heroes in, but sometimes I do that with it. I don't have 3 balloons. I have 2, so I can't really pull my Warden. I had to use a lot of Rocketloons there on the entry, but I think that was totally worth it because that Fireball was just so good that, you know, it's worth all the spells I had to invest. And on this space, I'm kind of thinking my Warden's going to go left and take out most of this. There's this fine section with the multi-inferno and multi-archer tower that will stay up. And I could Sui through that. It is into the fire spitter though, so I might save just my minion prince for that, to be honest. And I'll just Sui the town hall. It's going to be a little tough triggering that section, but I do have an idea right here. I kind of want to do it, so I'm going to go with the Skelly Invis, which is what you'll do if you're running like an RC charge trying to trigger the Invis tower. So really good right there to do that, and then I can start my Sui and hopefully not have wasted too much time. So a million headhunters come out right here. I'm going to poison and freeze. So now I don't have anything for this mono, so I do have to be really good with my spells. Going to come in with the rage right there just to really make sure I can power through that. And yeah, I got nothing right here for my Warden, so I'm going to ice block him. And I kind of want to support with the minion prince now since I don't have anything left. My hero's got to kind of work through this. My king might be going outside the base, yeah, which isn't ideal, but my Warden should be fine, I think, because the minion prince... Okay, I'll pop the ability to keep my Warden alive. I think that's good enough value. There's not going to be a crazy, like, Rage Tower I need to nullify or anything, so I don't think there was really any use for anything different. And I do have to get through the back end of this base, which might take me a little bit, but I do got the cleanup, I think, to to get that no problem. My queen is working, and yeah, the enemy queen should die to these Yetis, and my warden, I think, would power through this base no problem. So there is just this multi-archway at the bottom that I can't start cleaning up on yet, which is really unfortunate. But that multi-inferno will go down. I want to see how much damage. Okay, with the Yeti mites, I might be able to snipe that. Nice. With the Yeti mites, that was actually huge to save me a lot of time right there onto the storage. So I think we would have got it anyways because, yeah, my warden would walk around eventually through all this. But just really nicely done right there to make sure that I got through that and save as much time as possible. So really good 3-star right there. And, yeah, let's get another one right here. Okay, we load into this one right here. Classic double rage base. This is actually my friend. This is a guy who I play esports with. This is no way. I really got a 3-star this guy. So we'll see what I can do right here. Yeah, I really got to make sure I get this triple, actually. And what's interesting is I usually like to fireball this rage tower, but then I'd be going kind of into the fire spitter. So I'm going to fireball the right one, which doesn't get quite as much value, but I do not want to go in towards those fire spitters. So I want to set that up right here. I usually take down this bomb tower as my approach. Oh, I didn't mean to put another one down right there. But we're still good for now. I think, can I clip all 4 defenses right there? I did. Really, really nice setup on that fireball. 1 headhunter should be enough right here. And we'll see. I need my warden kind of to stick to the right. Away from the fire spitters is the huge one right here. I'm going to come in with the log launcher. And this base doesn't have a whole lot to the back end. So as long as I can kind of work through these, bunch of compartments, there's just not a lot left on the base. So yeah, my warden should continue right, no problems. And he'll be very healthy as well. So I can start a very early Sui on this one. And I will do that. The clan castle will get pulled fairly soon though, so that's why I just got to be certain my warden's going right. If he goes for this barracks, then I'm going to go in. Okay, there it is right there. King, queen. I want a Skelly to kind of stop a little bit of that damage from the gear tower from just going on to me. And I'm going to start at 12 o'clock with that furnace just to help with some cleanup right here. And look at that, right? 1,000,000 headhunters come out of this. I've seen this so many times already, this clan castle, so got to keep the poison ready, especially when they're coming towards your warden and stuff. But we get a really nice log launcher right here, and I think the Minion Prince will get a really, really good value ability right there, just like that. Okay, that was really clean by me. King ability is going to pop right here to make sure the spiky ball gets good value through all those big defenses rather than just something else. And I want to pop down this air defense to make sure my Minion Prince can stay as healthy as possible. Probably going to ice block my queen through that just because I'd rather keep her healthier if I can. Headhunter coming in for the Minion Prince. I'm not sure how well I placed that, but I'm hoping. Okay, it didn't actually do anything, but we still get the Minion Prince down really easily. The rage right there actually really just helps my queen kind of power through any of those defenses really quickly. And I think we're looking really good on this one. Yeah, my warden's kind of stepping up through the rest of this. We're kind of just cleaning up the top side. And I'm going to whip out my phone right here to get a picture of this, swagging a couple of troops on him and stuff because, that's what you got to do, of course. But, yeah, we got to make sure we get this triple. My queen's kind of just running into the core right here. Going to pull my warden in, which is not great. But, yeah, we'll crush this base, which is really nice for me. And, yeah, really get the 3-star on this one and keep it moving. I really liked using this army. It's done me really, really well, to be honest. And, yeah, I'm going to continue using it until the end of the season. So, yeah, let's keep it rolling right here. Really nice 3-star. I had to get the photo real quick right there and send it to him. Of course you got to flex that. Come on now. Let's go. All right, we load into this one, and it's a double rage kind of base that shouldn't be too bad for me. Yeah, I don't think neither rage tower gets me the clan castle, which is all right, but sometimes I could fireball like the multi-inferno on these bases, go for a little bit of a deeper fireball, but I do like to get a rage tower down. That does help a lot, so I think my idea on this one, it's so interesting. I could try and set up a flame flinger, but I won't. I'm just going to go for classic, fireball the rage tower, and let's try and clean up the rest. So we're going to go in right here. Warden's going to slowly walk. Okay, we hit the Tesla. We should go to the bomb tower. I'm actually going to... Oh, okay, I didn't want a Tesla to be there. I was trying to take down the mortar so I could invis the multi-archer tower with the air sweeper and air defense. So now my warden's going to walk down to the Tesla, but that's okay. I'm going to try and hit that fireball. Might get into the scatter with this fireball, to be honest with you. That'd be crazy. But we're going to continue walking. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Warden's walking. Should get the air defense. Yeah, and then he's going to go to the storage. So I'm actually going to try and hit the scatter right here. I think that's way better value. So I'm going to hit that. We get all the way into that core. That is just beautiful right there. Really, really nice quakes. And yeah, I got to be careful. This raged up multi-archer tower, and I didn't get my invis down in time on the warden. I knew that was going to be a little risky. I totally thought I had it though, but I still think we're going to be okay right here because the fireball was just so good that, to be honest, there's not a whole lot of base left. There's a decent section right there that I do need to get through, and a skeleton spell should really help out. But yeah, I really do think we got a really good shot right here, so I do need to kind of clutch up though. It's a little tougher when stuff like that happens, so I do got to make some big boy moves right here and get this triple, but I don't really got any worry. Probably, I don't want to go log launcher because it's just not a good enough siege, but I feel like the king doesn't help either. So I'll let my queen kind of continue walking right there. And then, yeah, king will come in right here. Siege barracks. I just don't have any wall break for him, which is actually really unfortunate. That's not good at all. I don't know if that was my best play then at all. But, yeah, I'll get the furnace probably at this top corner. Minion prince I'm going to send in right here. So hopefully we can get down this compartment fairly easily because right now I'm a little worried that my queen might not break through the walls and then won't have anything to get the town hall. But I guess we'll see what happens right here. Minion Prince will pop right there perfectly through the Rage Tower and keeping himself alive with the Metal Pants through the Gigabong. So that was unreal from the Minion Prince right there. Actually going to pop the Ice Block because my King's trying his best around this base, but I'm not really sure how well that's working out for him. Going to have to pop his ability right here just to open up the base for me. Get me in right there. Taking down the air defense that's up there because there's not much air targeting other than that air defense. So we do get that down. And I feel like we clutched this one up because my Minion Prince doesn't have much targeting him. There is the Flame Spinner, though, which does more than I think every time. But I really do think we clutched this one up. So I'll poison right, or freeze right here onto all the rest of the damage. And yeah, really nice clutch right there. Honestly, the Minion Prince was absolutely unreal. We'll swag a couple spells. And yeah, really nice finish to the day where I had a kind of trashed 1-star, which is just on me. So with the time fail. But yeah, let's roll into the next. Sorry. Thank you guys for watching. And yeah, let's move on to the next one. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.